everybody, and welcome to Houston Life on this Wednesday, May 13th. I'm Derek Shore here in Studio B at Channel 2. And Courtney, there you are in Studio 1H at home. How's everything going?
Oh, you know, we are plugging along here at home. Little homeschool meetings, Zoom calls. You know, it's just a regular old day. I mean, you said it was Wednesday. I'm just going to go with you on that.
Yeah, in this whole new world. Listen, I'm right there with you. I know that a lot of people are doing the homeschool thing, and as some people are transitioning back to work, maybe they're partially working from home and going back into the office. One thing that I have seen blowing up all over social media this week, people are talking about their hair and nails, and I feel like it's a house divided, right? Some people are saying they're still not going to go no matter how long their roots get, and you know, other people are anxious to get their nails done and even going into the salon probably as we speak, of course, with all of these new protocols in place. So what's your situation? Because you look great to me.
Oh, well, thank you. It's a Monet. From far away, it's great. Up close, it's a total disaster. I'm going to be honest with you. But, I mean, I have not ventured out. Before all of this happened, the pandemic, the self-quarantining and social distancing, I actually got my hair colored. So unbeknownst to me, and I got my nails done. It was sort of like a premonition.
Just in the nick of time.
You know, I've been doing the Color Street nails on my nails, and then the hair, I'm just winging it, you know, until I can get in there. I don't really need a haircut, but I definitely need some color. So I'm just, you know, a lot of top knots, a lot of hair can spray to cover up my roots. I'm doing that. I've asked a lot of friends too, like, are they venturing out? You know, we asked this question on social media to see, you know, what are you guys doing? Are you rushing in? And as you just said, Derek, it's sort of a house divided. There are those that are, you know, the first ones in line, ready to go. You know, and I do have some friends that have gone and gotten their nails done, like a mani-pedi. And I think it's great. Everything in the nail salons that I've been able to see, either on social media or hearing from friends, is that the social distancing is in place. They don't allow people to just walk in, and if you have to wait for your appointment, you're not waiting within the salon. But here's the thing: pack your patience, okay? Because I had heard a story that somebody got their, you know, feelings, and they were all upset and started yelling at the nail salon people that they were waiting too long. Well, times have changed, right? I mean, you're not just rolling into places expecting a walk-in appointment and not understanding, well, there's a chair open, why can't I sit there? I mean, we're in social distancing time.
Yeah.
And I don't think you should be bent out of shape, you know? I mean, you got to roll with this slow open and deal with, you know, only a certain amount of people in these places at a time to keep everybody safe. And let's think about those workers, right? They want to go back to work, but they don't want to get sick.
Yeah.
So we've got to protect them as well, you know?
Who knew that people felt so strongly about getting their nails and their hair done so quick? I mean, I can't imagine being rude and yelling at a nail salon person. I mean, you've probably seen some of these videos too about how security in some stores you can just walk right into and they don't care if you're wearing a mask. Other stores that are actually enforcing this mask policy. I mean, people are getting really physical and ugly with people punching them. A guy was shot horribly because the security guard, I think at a Family Dollar, told this person that they had to be wearing a mask. So people, it's just a manicure, it's just a store. Let's all treat each other kindly. And I think at those new salons, you remember that movie Edward Scissorhands? I mean, that seems like a very helpful thing when, you know, keeping your distance and doing someone's hair. And it really ties back to what helps us feel like we are living in a normal scenario. I think getting your nails done and getting your hair done, for a lot of people, that really is a big deal. And I mentioned on the show last week that our friends over the Institute of Anti-Aging, their phones were blowing up because people wanted to get in and get their Botox. Much like back in the Great Depression, people were spending money on gambling, alcohol, and lipstick because they just wanted to, you know, put some color on their lips and feel like everything was going to be okay. So I think it's the little things that we all have, the things that make us feel a little bit better. But heaven's sake, people, be nice to each other. Don't attack your manicurist. That just seems unacceptable.
I know. I know. I agree. And I agree with you too, Derek. It's sort of a sense of normalcy, right? We're doing the things that we are used to doing, that we've taken this break from doing, and ready to kind of venture out and do that. I haven't even had a chance to even go. And I think, the gyms will open up on May 18th. And I think that's kind of where I personally am kind of gauging where I'm going. I mean, not that anybody's asking me, but that's sort of where I'm starting, is with my gym. And there's all kinds of protocols and different things going on. It's not a normal schedule. And, but that's kind of where I'm gonna start with that.
Oh, that's
and then
very
see what
interesting.
happens. But Lord knows I need a Petty and a Manny. Bad.
Don't worry, you're going to survive. You're going to survive without it. Well, who knew that another thing people feel very strongly about, and it always comes back on Houston Life. I don't know how we get on these topics. I like to think that, Courtney, you and I, we say the things that other people might be thinking, right? And the conversations that growing up in my house that were considered far too rude to have with anyone else. Remember, I mean, my mother never talked about using the restroom. She always would just go down the hall. I'm going to excuse myself and go down the hall for a minute, which I think is a very polite thing. But as long as we're not that classy here, the Costco toilet paper conversation, wow, it really stirred a debate on yesterday's show. And we didn't even intend for this to happen. People have their preferences. I'm not judging you for your lifestyle choice, Courtney,
Sure.
and the fact that you use thicker toilet paper. However, it's interesting what the COVID-19 pandemic has done for store brands, because I remember back in the day, and maybe some people are still snobby about this, but people wouldn't even consider buying a store brand because it was considered inferior.
Right, like a generic brand.
Right. Well, it turns out we know
Uh-huh.
grocery store sales have been surging over the past 2 months as people have been stocking up or panic buying, as we've discussed. But one of the things that's also flying off the shelves now, store brands. So whether it's toilet paper or tomato sauce or whatever, and obviously our local stores like H-E-B and Kroger, they have their specific store brands. Target does too, and they are all reporting record sales. So I think that's some good news, that maybe we can let some of our snobbery go when it comes to the store brands, because truly, look at those active ingredients. It's all the same.
It's all the same, except when it comes to paper products, I believe. I mean, because if you're used to something, because I will tell you, I couldn't get the regular brand of TP. That's what I was saying. When you find your brand on the shelf, it's like you got to kind of like acknowledge, you got a little happy dance. We did buy an off-brand paper towel, and I mean, it didn't work. It did not work. Now, I know how you feel about the Costco TP. I'm out on that, but I'm celebrating their paper towels. That is my brand. That's the brand. I love it, and was out and out and out. That's why we had to get the no-name paper towel brand, which did nothing. It just made this situation worse. It made it like more wet, which is even stranger. It, like, didn't absorb. But it's very weird.
It's so gross.
It was like non-paper paper towels.
It would
strange.
it would be like using tissue to try to wipe up a spill, right? You would just end with this like goopy
And it was like
glob.
falling apart. Yes.
Okay, but
it was horrible.
Don't confuse
Horrible.
an off-brand or an inferior brand with a store brand, because again, when it comes to a lot of these store brands, they are so just as good quality, if not better. And in fact, if you read Consumer Reports, I remember years ago, we have Costco sheets at our house, right? And my brother-in-law was telling me that he had read that they consistently, their store brand sheets were ranked #1 in Consumer Reports, that people had very few issues with them. They weren't pilling, they weren't falling apart in the dryer, and all of that. So there are a lot of great store brands out there.
And you know what else, surprisingly, we're in the market, not we, I'm going to say Orlando, I'm going to act like I'm cooking here. We're in the market for new like pots and pans.
Oh, yeah.
And he saw the Kirkland brand at Costco. By the way, the rating for those pots and pans through the roof.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Through the roof. And a lot of times, like if you go to Trader Joe's or even like their wine, their off-label wines for Costco, Trader Joe's, any of these places, they come from well-known, very expensive bottles and vineyards around the world. Just because it has their brand on it doesn't mean that it's, you know, coming from around the corner of the grapes that somebody grew. It's coming from, like, Opus One is one of the vineyards that Trader Joe's has their own label from. I've got to find this article because it's really fascinating, where it lists all the different store brands and how it's all intertwined to these, like, high-end bottles of wine.
Yeah, I've heard this before, even with
That's
some
some good
booze,
stuff
like
right
the
there.
Costco brand vodka, which I'm not sure we can even buy here in Texas, but it comes from like a very high-end label. We should point out, because I just realized, Costco does not sponsor Houston Life, so we have no stake in this.
No, hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored. Is that the hashtag we're allegedly supposed to be using? Ridiculous. Anyway, something that I would be in the market for, and this is compliments of our producer,
Yes.
Heather Consteiner. She was listening to the radio this morning, and our friends over at 104.1 KRBE, they were chatting about these Zoom calls that everyone is doing, right? And all the Zoom mishaps that people have had, and maybe how people might look really great and professional from like here up, but from the waist down, they're not wearing pants. Well, how about getting a set of fake, not going to say the word, muscles, okay, for the dudes, like a muscle suit.
Okay.
Or for...
Like arm muscles?
Yeah, like an upper body, like a very muscular looking torso, the pecs, the biceps, all of this. And for the women, a more busty, also a more busty look for your Zoom calls. So apparently...
What are they, like a padded bra? Are we just...
Sort of, yeah, sort of like that. I mean, you could impress your coworkers, but the reason this was being talked about is because some people are doing these virtual dates now on Zoom. So you meet someone online, and then you decide to have a video chat face-to-face, and you want to look your best, so you put on one of these muscle suits. Do we have a picture or a web computer so that people can see? So there's a tiny, tiny photo there. Maybe we can get, oh yeah, I guess that's what you look like when you're wearing it underneath your clothing. Do we have a closer up shot that we could get to? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go.
No,
so for $36,
unless...
you too can look like Fabio. Oh, man.
Yeah, but hopefully no one ever... I mean, all you have to do is touch that and know it's not real. It's like a costume. You know, like the... Oh, my word. You have got to be kidding me.
Wait, do we...
You are kidding. You are kidding. And look at his pants. What is happening with all of this? Why are we buying this? And by the way, when you actually have the real face-to-face date, pretty obvious that you're stuffing your shirt.
What happens?
Men and women.
Well, also look down toward the bottom of the screen where you can choose the quantity. It says in small print, for best results, wear under the clothes. I mean, yeah, you think?
I am so glad they're clarifying that.
Me too,
Oh,
me too,
wow.
because otherwise people
Gosh, we
might just
needed
think
that.
they look very realistic.
That is so funny.
Yeah, I mean,
That's $36 of waste. You know what? You could get a better result using those off-brand toilet paper and paper towel stuffings.
just like stuffing it. Can you just like wrapping it underneath your body? Yeah, but then what happens if it shifts and all of that? Could be bad.
Oh, well, let me tell you, it'd be funny. It'd be like on a Zoom call with like Joe and be like, Joe, bro, what do you, I mean, you working out, man? Wow.
Wow.
And he's all like, you know, he's like the
overnight
skinny
muscles.
dude. You know what I mean? Like, you're not fooling anybody.
Yeah, I also think what you said,
That's
eventually,
hilarious.
if the date goes well and eventually you want to meet this person, right, then you might run into an issue. Over the stay-at-home time, over the past couple months, you know, we've been watching some of these old shows like Golden Girls, which I had never really seen, Will and Grace, which I also had never really seen. Well, so Grace, of Will and Grace, there's that episode, I'm not sure if you remember this, where she uses someone else's body on like one of her columns, and this guy from her past wants to meet up with her. And so she wears one of these like water bras, and the water bras at the art gallery end up like springing a leak at the same time. It's a very, very funny episode. I highly recommend it. So, and eventually he found out that it was just, you know, water in there. And he said, listen, I love you the way you are. So anyone who's going to date you because of your body, I don't know. I mean, okay, never mind. Hey, let's talk about bingo.
And putting on a costume. costume under your clothes is just not right. It's not right.
Now that you say it like that, it does seem a little strange. I do love a theme party. I mean, I think like a theme Zoom
love a
call,
good theme party.
or maybe a theme first date.
But you're hiding the costume.
But you could say like, hey, for our first date, I was thinking we could have a theme, like He-Man and She-Ra. Or like Wonder Woman and Batman. Let's both wear fake muscle suits under our clothing.
Yeah. Let's pretend. I don't know. Very strange.
Let's pretend. The land of make-believe.
I love it, though. It's a good laugh.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so we mentioned bingo on yesterday's show, that we are going to be playing a bingo game with some of you, our viewers. The bad news is you can't enter anymore. The good news is the names you're seeing on the screen right now, these are the folks who will be joining us tomorrow on Thursday at 4 o'clock. We're going to do our own little Zoom bingo. Courtney, it's you and me and Lauren Kelly. I think even Tex will make an appearance on the call. And if you are awaiting more info, do not worry. Our executive producer, Katie, will be in touch to lay out all the rules and regulations. And be good, people. Oh, and by the way, pour drinks if you want. If you drink alcohol and you want to have a drink, then pour a martini or something, because that's going to make it extra fun.
Oh, my word. That's going to be so much fun. I already know what I'm going to have, and we've got all kinds of fun things in store for our very first inaugural bingo session. It's going to be fabulous.
Our very first and perhaps
so we
our
were
last.
talking about... Most likely. Anyway.
We can only hope.
So we were talking about if you venturing out. You were so funny. Your mic is on. People can hear you. In the building, people can hear you.
Okay.
This isn't just you and I. I'm just kidding. We can't wait. This is going to be so much fun. Seriously, we're going to have a blast. Okay, so we talked about earlier, if you're venturing out, you're getting your mani, your pedi, your hair done. Okay, we are going to talk about all kinds of new salon protocol. If you haven't ventured out, our friend Rachel Gower, she is the CEO of the Upper Hand Salon. She's a friend of the show. She's going to give us an update on the new salon protocol. You're seeing some video of what's going on right now at the Upper Hand, what you need to know before you go, and what you can expect once you get there.
Okay, very nice. Looks like they have some of those plexiglass dividers like we've seen at the grocery store. Also, as we all know, the hospitality industry has been hit especially hard by COVID-19. Today, we are highlighting how one nonprofit is coming together to provide meals. So anyone in the hospitality industry who's out of work or has been furloughed is eligible to get a free meal from a network of Houston restaurants. So Courtney, this is really cool. It's called Shift Meal. What they do is collect donations, which they then give to restaurants to create those free meals. So there are two major sides to this. They are supporting individuals by giving them meals and also supporting those restaurants by buying the meals from them at the same time. It's a great model, and we can't wait to learn more about it.
Absolutely. It's such a great program for sure. And after the break, she's waking up early to help us all navigate our Houston roadways. We're going to get to know News Today traffic expert Anavid Reyes. That's coming up next. Well, welcome back. You know, it's one thing we all deal with as Houstonians. Traffic, maybe not so much now, but it's definitely inching back. I always say the state color is orange because of all the construction zones, right? From accidents to constructions, there's always something going on with our roadways.
Oh, yeah, you can say that again. Traffic expert and What's Driving Houston reporter Anavid Reyes is the newest member of our KPRC Channel 2 News Today team. She's joining us now from Studio A. Anavid, welcome to Channel 2. It is great to see you. And first of all, I can't believe you've been working here more than a month. You're literally directly through the wall right now, and we still have not officially met. So tell us what it's been like for you starting a brand new job during all this.
Exactly. So, well, you know, I'm so excited to be here, first of all. Thank you so much for inviting me on the show. I've been following you guys since Houston Life was born. I mean, I remember when you guys were reporting from the Galleria. So that's how long I've been keeping up with you guys. I'm very excited to be here. here. It's been great. You know, the transition is not too bad. I do feel the social distance and, you know, having to conduct my interviews in a different way. So in terms of that, that has changed my regular way of conducting regular work, day-to-day work. But otherwise, everything has been smooth. I'm so excited to be on the KPRC Today team. Everybody's been great, and I'm excited to meet you guys and finally get to talk to you. I feel like I'm in a ghost, you know, just walking around in the hallways. I don't ever get to see you guys.
But we love that you're back here and back home, of course, on the station that you grew up in, right? I mean, you grew up here, you're from here. Before we talk about kind of like the background that you have, let's talk about what you're also reporting on, which is Driving Houston, because this is all about, this is one thing I think so many of us can relate to, is the mobility. Getting around the city sometimes can be so maddening.
Absolutely. I mean, what's Driving Houston? The goal is to kind of create this open dialogue, right? Kind of keep that conversation going, having these answers for our viewers. There's so many burning questions in terms of, you know, what's going on with construction, any roadway projects that's happening on our major thoroughfares or major highways, for example, the West Loop, the Southwest Freeway project, everything that's going on the Gulf Freeway. So there's a lot to talk about, a lot to keep up with, and my job is to make it easier for our viewers to get those answers, actually know what's going on out there, and that's my job. I'm out there hitting the streets and making sure that I'm getting credible answers, credible information, and putting it out there on social media, on our website. Make sure to visit click2houston.com and click on that traffic tab, because once you click there, you'll have all of your traffic information and everything that has to do with what's driving Houston.
Yeah, you are a lifeline there in the morning, Anavid. And let's talk a little bit about your professional career history. I know you're coming to us from Austin, where you were a traffic anchor there for 3 years. Your first TV job was in Abilene, Texas for Telemundo, but you got your professional start in radio, is that right?
That's right. So I was working down the street for Radio 1. So Radio 1 has three main radio stations. The first one, Magic 102.1. They have 97.9 The Box, which I love. I love my Houston rap. And then at the time, it was 92.1. So it was the first all-news radio station on the FM dial. And I was on the team helping do some feature reporting and also helping out the web. So I learned a lot about the digital side of this industry through that position. And I loved it there. It was a lot of fun, but then after my time with Radio 1, I came over here to KPRC for just a little bit. I was working in the web department here, and if you have our app, which you should, KPRC app on your cell phone, if you're subscribed, you get these traffic alert push alerts, you get breaking news push alerts. For the morning shift, I was in charge of sending out those push alerts. So that was my time here at KPRC in 2015, and then after that I went over to Abilene, Texas, spent some time in West Texas, did the rattlesnake roundup in Sweetwater, and literally I was inside a pit full of rattlesnakes. I had to sign a waiver and all the things, but it was fun. I earned my stripes, as they say. I was an MMJ there. I also was hired to anchor and produce my own half-hour show for the Telemundo cast. So it was all Spanish, everything that I did in English in terms of MMJing and reports, I would translate that and put it in, you know, our Spanish newscast. After that, I went over to Austin, Texas. I was KVUE's first traffic anchor there. So it was fun. It was exciting. I kind of was able to make it my own, and now I'm back home. I'm here.
So great that you have so many different experiences, wore so many different hats in various areas of the newsroom. You can appreciate what it takes to put it all together. Okay, girl, we got the professional. Now let's get personal. We want to talk about the personal life, what everybody wants to know about, because you married your high school sweetheart, Raphael?
I did. It's so funny story. I had the biggest crush on him in 2nd grade. Yes, I remember being in math class with him and just having the biggest crush. When I was in my gym class, though, I would count all the classes that I had with him because they were my favorite, because he was in there with me. He had no idea I existed. It wasn't until high school that we really started talking and getting to know each other, and we started dating freshman year. Those are pictures of us from our wedding in 2018 in Austin. We got married on Lake Travis. Those are our engagement pictures that we took here in Houston. He's also from Houston. We both grew up in the Cypress area and both went to Langham Creek High School.
Very nice. It's so great to see those photos of you two together. Also, we're just about out of time, but a fun fact about you for our viewers, during college, you actually worked at Don McGill Toyota as an assistant and car salesperson. So, wow, that's interesting.
It's so funny, all the things that you do in your life that you forget that you do. And when I was corresponding with Houston Live producers, that came to mind. You know, I've been asked so many times, like, tell me about yourself, tell me about what you've done in terms of jobs and career. And I remembered that just last week. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I did work for Don McGill Toyota and Katie. So I was hired on to be a sales manager's assistant. He needed help with filing paperwork and everything that had to do with the sale of the vehicle, but he noticed that I was bilingual and I knew Spanish. Slowly but surely, he started letting me take over, and I went out there and I would sell the car all on my own. And I made the commission.
Okay. Well, very nice. And I understand your husband is a civil engineer designing roads. So match made in heaven. Traffic anchor, civil engineer working on roadways. Anavid Reyes, thank you so much for your time today. Welcome to the team.
Thank you.
And a reminder to our viewers, you can catch Anavid on KPRC Channel 2 News today, weekday mornings from 4:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. right here on KPRC Channel 2. We'll be right back. Welcome back. One of our viewers sent in a great photo of a chia pet. I think we have that to share with all of you. Billy, he says his hair is starting to look like a chia pet. And I'm sure at some point you'll be able to, there it is. You'll be able to see it as well. Very, very nice. I know the hair and nails convo is at the top of people's minds for sure.
Absolutely. That's how mine grows, too. Connor's as well. Okay, this is my favorite time of the show. This is where we get to shine a spotlight of our young artists who are helping make my Studio 1H look fabulous every day. And the shout out goes to a sister duo, Kieran and Emma, 6th and 8th grade. And they created this lovely artwork behind me. I'm totally loving the color scheme here, this pretty bronze and stenciling. It's like simple, but yet it has a design to it. I'm loving this, and we haven't seen anything like this type of color and poster board. Very cool. So thank you, Kieran and Emma.
Very, very nice. You could do a whole art gallery wall of our HL logos you've been getting. And still ahead on Houston Life, what you need to know before heading back to the salon for your hair appointments, what to expect, and details on the new protocols in place right after this. Well, welcome back to Houston Life. Meteorologist Justin Stapleton is standing by now with our weather update. Justin, how's it looking?
Look a little hot and steamy out there, guys. It's one of those things where it's just going to be kind of a typical late May forecast. Those temperatures out there now are already in the mid 80s. We've got a couple of low 80s out there, and you see that little bullseye where it was a little cooler, the lighter color. That's because we've got a few thunderstorms moving into northern Liberty County and a couple more starting to dot their way just outside of the Galleria. So these are going to be just fast little streamer showers that are moving on through. Not expecting any much trouble with that at all. So that said, we are going to see the temperatures continue to get back up into the mid 80s for just about everybody, unless you happen to get one of those showers. And then slowly we'll back it off into the low 80s, upper 70s as you get out tonight. If you're going to go out and get some takeout, bring it back for the family, just do some barbecuing outside, should be a-okay. Now, this weekend, guys, this is what we're going to be watching for. We got a cutoff low that's going to develop, and this is going to bring a chance for some heavy rain both Saturday into Sunday, possibly even into Monday as well. You notice it doesn't really go anywhere, and that means that we could be looking at a potential for, let's say, maybe 2 to 4 inches of rain, and we could see some bullseyes of upwards of 6 and even higher than that. Something we're going to be watching very carefully here in the Weather Center over the next couple of days. So we'll keep you adjusted on that as well. Make sure you've got your notifications turned on for Frank's Free Forecast app on your phone, and we'll get you back to a more typical forecast as we get into next week. Court, I just want to say I miss you so much. I wish you were here.
Oh, I miss you too. Hopefully I'll be back soon. Thanks, Justin. Hopefully that rain won't be too much either. Okay, after about 8 weeks, lots of people are really excited to see salons back open for business. However, there are some new health and safety guidelines that we all need to know about.
Oh yeah, Lauren Kelly has an update on what to know before you go for your hair appointment and what to expect once you get there.
Can we all just stand up and get a round of applause for the salon's reopening? We couldn't be more excited. And I'm here with CEO of the Upper Hand Salon, Rachel Gower. Thank you and praise you for opening back your doors to the salon.
Oh, thanks. It makes me feel really good. I can't even tell you how excited we are. It's kind of like we're opening we've been open for 23 years, and I really feel like we're opening for the very first time. It's like those butterflies and nerves, but excitement all at the same time. And it's great. And so far it's going really, really well. There's so many new protocols put into place, procedures to make sure that sanitation is at 100%. And really, most salons are doing very similar things. We've done a few things that I think are extra here at the Upper Hand, just to make sure that everyone is safe, clients and employees. But all salons are really putting their best effort into this. So people should feel safe to get back out there.
First things first, if we're gonna make an appointment, you don't do walk-ins, you never have. You need to call ahead and schedule your appointment first of all.
Right, so it's now the law that we can't have walk-ins come in the salon. So for some salons, that's gonna be kind of a problem. For us, it's not that big of a deal, but you will see a sign on the front door. We have to have that there that says, if you don't have an appointment, please call this number. We can assist you over the phone. You also are not allowed to bring anyone with you. So that's a new thing. Sometimes, salons are very social. So sometimes people like to bring someone with them. So we can't do that anymore. We also have to have clients wait in their car. So that's a new thing. So instead of waiting in our fancy waiting room, you have to stay in your car. So the procedure is for us that when you arrive, you text our cell phone at the front desk, and then we tell you as soon as the station's prepared for you, and then you come on in. And then it goes from there. So each station has been completely sanitized in between clients. So we're actually scheduling a sanitation time period of 10 minutes in between clients so that we can't miss that. Like, it's definitely gonna happen each time. When they first walk in, they come up to the front desk, and there's a statement from the TDLR, which is our governing board, and they have to read that and sign that they've read it. And it's, the things that you would imagine, like, I'm not sick, I haven't been in contact with someone who's sick, and we are requiring masks at our salon. So after you sign in at the front desk, then we give you a sealed Ziploc bag that has a clean robe and a pair of gloves. And we ask you to go to one of the restrooms, wash your hands for 20 seconds, and then put the gloves and the robe on. Then you get to go get your hair done. Then the fun starts.
So we might be cutting out a glass of wine while we're doing the hair this time, but don't.
The glass of wine is gone. But listen, I never thought I'd say this, but BYOB is fine. It's just, the idea is to cut down on the contact between people and people and things. So we're trying to cut out as much unnecessary contact as possible.
So your employees, first of all, major props to Cecilia Kerr, who does Courtney Zabala's hair, and myself. She's been helping Courtney style her hair almost every day on Houston Life via FaceTime and Zoom, and it's been amazing. We want to express our gratitude for your employees who have kept us informed with all the detailed information and the steps that you're taking now as precautions and updates. It really is just the best that you can get service-wise. It's the safest wise. Now, how can we help your employees who have been out of work for almost 8 weeks now?
Thank you for asking, because, some people, we live in the age of Amazon, right? So it's so easy to get everything on Amazon. And I think sometimes people forget that local business also has those same products. So, for example, we carry a line called Orbe, which is a wonderful, really high-end line. It's a great line. And we have a price match with Amazon. So buy it from us instead of from Amazon. And that supports the salon and also supports the stylist, because the more we purchase from a company like Orbe, the more points we get. And then we use those points for education. So it really helps the whole salon and your stylist.
Well, the salons are back open. Really, the upper hand is open, and that's all that we needed to know. We're so excited that we can come back in, sit and relax, get our hair done by our favorite stylist with you guys. Just make sure you follow the protocols. Everyone will stay safe and sanitary. Call before you come, make the appointment, and everything will be okay. And you can get rid of roots like these.
Yeah, Lauren.
I'll be in very shortly, and I'll make sure to keep everybody posted. Rachel Gower, CEO of Upper Hand Salon. We're so thankful that you guys are back in business, and we are here to support you. We will be in soon.
Oh, that is so great. It's great to see Rachel out there and hear about everything that's going on within the Upper Hand Salon. And also to connect with the Upper Hand Salon, visit their website at theupperhand.com. All the girls and guys that work there, we love them all.
Oh, yeah. The stylists, I know, are very happy to be back working. After the break, we are continuing our coverage for National Women's Health Week, what women should know before scheduling their next OBGYN appointment. That's next.
Well, welcome back. Over the last couple of months, many have put certain doctor's appointments on hold, unsure if they should go. But ladies, it's National Women's Health Week, so we want to remind you that your health care needs cannot be put on pause.
Memorial Hermann OBGYN Dr. Carlos Perez Cosillo is here to explain why it's important for women to receive essential health care. Doctor, I know you're very busy these days. Thanks for taking time for us today. And let's just jump right in. Essentially, right now, even though we are in the midst of this global pandemic, your advice is that these scheduled appointments, these milestone treatments, should not be put off.
Correct. This pandemic, we have to adapt. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. But we don't know how long it's going to be, this coronavirus, season or crisis. So for now, I think, if you have a medical problem and you need to come and see your doctor, you should come. You should not delay treatment just because of this. And at this moment, we have in our offices and in the hospital, Memorial Hermann in the Woodlands, we are screening every patient. We're screening for, temperature. Everybody's wearing a mask. And we have, everything up to date to make sure we're complying with the regulations and safety for our patients, to make sure they're in a safe environment.
Absolutely. And I think that's the biggest concern when people are ready to schedule something. And if it has to be either a virtual appointment or in some cases where they need an in-person office visit, let's talk about the precautions, because I think people want to know what they can expect face-to-face when they have that doctor visit.
Correct, exactly. So first, when a patient makes an appointment, we ask them if they have any symptoms, if they have any recent history of traveling, anything like that. We also tell them that before getting into the hospital or into our office, they're going to get screened, they're going to get their temperatures checked, they're going to receive a face mask. Also, in our waiting areas, we're keeping everything clean and we're keeping social distancing. So there's no magazines, and the benches are actually the chairs individually are placed with social distancing, to make sure they're not, next to each other. Then, of course, every room is cleaned, before and after every patient. We are following those rules as well. And when they come, even though, we're in this season, maybe it's one of the seasons that I think we have the hospital in the best, cleaning and safety precautions, because right now that we are all following all these rules, it's a safe environment, and they should not delay the treatment. So, for this situation, I think that it's very important for them to know that.
And doctor, I've been looking at a list here. I'm sure, Courtney, you have the same list of just the cleaning protocols and the safety protocols, testing protocols you have in place there at your facilities. I think it is remarkable that something like a hysterectomy, these days, you guys are so advanced that with robotic surgery, someone could actually come in and go out within the same day, even having a surgery like a hysterectomy.
Exactly, and I have had a lot of patients that have, bring this up. And first of all, before the surgery, they get screened for coronavirus. So they will know, and we will know beforehand that everything is safe and everything's in good hands. So then, with robotic surgery, they go to the hospital and they can get the hysterectomy with minimally invasive techniques such as the robotics, and they can go home the same day. Like pretty much 80% or 90% of the patients could go home the same day. So by this, they minimize, some patients are concerned because they don't want to be in a hospital, but at the same time, they don't want to delay their treatment because they're having issues like bleeding or pain. And we are now able to do that, and we have adapted to this new situation.
Doctor, what's really interesting is we're talking about hysterectomies or scheduled surgeries or something like that. And women's exam, if you are due for that or your appointment is coming up, what is your view on that? We need to keep those appointments, correct?
Correct. We will talk with the patients before, and if they have a woman exam and they don't have any concerns, we tell them that they're free to come or they can wait a couple of months. That will be up to them. But if they have any issues or they have a history of an abnormal pap smear or they have a pain or bleeding or they sometimes notice a small mass in their breast or something, they should not delay the treatment and they should come to get checked, and we'll take good care of that.
And doctor, we are out of time now, but it sounds like it all boils down to prevention, ensuring that whatever you have going on in your body is taken care of before it gets worse.
Correct, and we're here to do that. We can do this with the help of the hospital, Memorial Home in the Woodlands, and all the nurses and the MAs and staff that work in the healthcare system, and of course with the help of our patients. It's a team effort that we're doing in this crisis.
Very nice. Well, Dr. Carlos Perez Cosilla, thank you so much for your time today, sir. And for more information, you can visit memorialhermann.org/women's, or you can call 346-320-5200. Still ahead on Houston Life, the local nonprofit that's coming together to serve free meals to workers from Houston's hospitality industry. That's next.
Well, welcome back. Even with the restaurants beginning to open slowly back up, many of Houston's hospitality workers are still out of work and still struggling.
Oh, yeah. Here's a look at how one local nonprofit is stepping up to help serve others.
We developed Houston Shift Meal because the concept of a shift meal is traditionally a family-style meal that restaurant workers, bar workers have before they begin their shift.
Working in independent restaurants, sometimes you got through a shift with a hope and a prayer and a roll of duct tape. I mean, you had to kind of fix things as it went sometimes, A
colleague and friend of mine, Kat Wynn, approached me about trying to do a project, initiative to help those people who have been furloughed or out of work from their positions in the hospitality industry. So that's servers, bartenders, cooks.
When they announced that they were closing down restaurants, Jonathan and I were talking about how we can help take care of these people that are basically, surviving off of tips. And if you shut down the dining room or the bars, there's no work from home.
Our concept is that we collect donations from the public and then we give those straight back out to restaurants in order to prepare free meals for these out of work employees.
These are people that, want to take care of others, but at this point, they're not able to.
We have around 30 different restaurant partners that are either providing their space as a pickup site, or we're picking up food from them and distributing it at various places throughout the city.
Everybody's trying to help right now, and that's what's truly important about going through this hard time and through this whole pandemic, is that we just really look out for each other.
I'm a refugee, and we didn't get here without the help of strangers. I would say those sort of experiences kind of guide me in how I do things and why I feel like I have to do these things.
even when they're faced with like this scary situation, everyone's still willing to help.
We're in it together.
It was almost like an instinct that kind of kicked in, like, you know, what can I do? What do I need to do to help others?
We will have distributed close to 14,000 meals.
People are lined up 30 minutes before we start the event. You know, they're just lined up down the street, and you know, it's heartbreaking to see so much need.
You know, with a 25% capacity rule, that doesn't really allow for restaurants to obviously open up and hire back their complete staff. So you still are seeing a large percentage of hospitality employees still out of work or have had their hours dramatically reduced.
When you see these people that are in need receiving a hot meal, you see them like just light up because they're just not used to having people take care of them. And that's been something that's been really emotional to see. I've seen grown men cry. I've seen people, like mothers with their children, like just break down in tears because they're trying to take care of their family as best as they can. They've always taken care of Houston, and finally Houston's taking care of them. It's pretty rewarding to see.
It is such an incredible story and heartfelt as well. And we do have a link to learn more about the Houston Shift Meal and how you can support their cause. It's on our website, houstonlife.tv.
Very nice. We'll be right back. Our comments from our viewers. Eileen, getting it done now. Only 2 people and 2 techs at the nail salon, all wearing masks, clean and sanitized. Got to get on with living. All right, Eileen, we want to see the finished product. And Courtney, in the meantime, I'm still clipping my own nails at home.
Absolutely.
DIY.
Me too, honey. Me too. Get the hair can.
Okay.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.